Okay, Maria, are we live streamed? Okay. Well, hello everybody and welcome to our general church meeting. How lovely to be able to have a cup of tea. Tremendous. That's our first triumph, another step forward, but it is another step forward. When did we last have tea in church in this building? It'd be February, wouldn't it? Early March last year. Wow. Okay, so I have some apologies. This is going to be a very curtailed meeting, okay? We're going to do it properly, but it's very, very curtailed. So I have apologies from Helen and Chris Cooper, from Francis Williams, from David Lamb and Leslie Rickards. Do I have any other apologies? No. Okay, lovely. The minutes of the last meeting, I think you have somewhere. Are they in here, Hugh? In the booklet. If in doubt, everything is in the booklet. And the minutes will have been made available previously. But of course, the last meeting was held on Sunday the 9th of June 2019. You know, so who's going to know? Who's going to know? May I sign these as a correct record? Thank you. But who can remember, in all honesty? And there certainly won't be matters arising. It is impossible after so long a time, unless somebody spotted something that I haven't. There will be no matters arising. Hugh, I'll put this here for you for afterwards. Okay. The reports from the groups are in, again, this booklet. And, you know, it's worth reading back through the minutes and everything as well as these reports, because it just shows you what's changed. So you read the minutes from 2009 and think, oh, yeah, that's the way life is. Oh, no, it isn't. That's the way it was. And then you move on to what my sort of summary, and then the Treasurer's report, and on it goes. And of course, everything starts pretty much with the sentence saying, due to the restrictions, and then it gives the report. Interestingly, also at the back, we've put a list. It might not be complete there, but we've put a list of what has not yet restarted or been commented on elsewhere. Okay, so take that home, and I hope you find it helpful. Those of you at home, we can get a copy to you. If you let me know, I can email you a copy, okay, so that everyone can have access to that. Yes. Yes, you can. Yeah. Elizabeth and John passed to add. Elizabeth and John, if you're at home, then you're sort of at the meeting, aren't you? So, you know, yeah, thank you. Let me have a sip of the tea there. In terms of the review of church finances, Tom gave an extensive report at Church Council about 3 weeks ago, was it, Tom? Something like that. And then this has been summarised here in the Church Treasurer's report on page 9. Tom does not feel it's necessary to come up and speak through all of this again because it's all there. But suffice to say, I've already said in the sermon earlier, it's been very hard. We've lost income due to room hire. We've lost income due to the choir concerts not happening for 2 seasons now. People have continued to give tremendously. It's particularly helpful, obviously, when the standing order's involved, because we know what's going to come in. It's even better when it's gift aided, but that's only possible for some people. And we've had this legacy out of the blue, wasn't it, Tom, really? Which was just wonderful, of course, because it just has protected us from that fear. There are other churches in our circuit who are seriously struggling. Rose Methodist Church are bringing a request to circuit meeting this next week because they're in such financial difficulties. Will every church survive? Who knows? Will every church continue as it has in the past? No, that's a definite no. But as for our church, we have an opportunity to be very ordered in our response, okay? Because we have this cushion and this time. So let's use that and be ordered. Tom, I want to thank you for that report. I want to thank you for the last year and the year before, during the pandemic, all the work you've done. And I suppose for the few years you did before that, we ought to thank you as well. Because Tom is retiring on the 31st of August and Paula Hammond, who is currently the Deputy Treasurer, is taking over on the 1st of September. See how ordered that is? That is excellent. Ordered. We have sufficient skilled people and willing people here to be ordered about our transitions and our handover. That is wonderful. Very few churches are able to manage that. So well done. I was joking there with Tom because Tom actually has been treasurer of this church since, did you hear that? I'll say that for you at home, 1978. I'm not so good at maths, but that's an enormous. You were a child, surely, Tom, when you started. Really? Now, look, when people retire from roles or resign from roles, we don't give gifts and things, and we don't do that sort of thing. We do say thank you. But 1978? No, I'm sorry. Tom, we have a little gift for you here. Just a little gift, all right? And I'll hand it to you afterwards. Obviously, we don't want to go wandering around to say thank you. Do you want to say thank you, everybody? But do we feel nervous that Tom's retiring and Paul is taking over? No, of course we don't. We are in safe hands and have been since 1978. I can't speak about before that, but yeah. Fantastic, isn't it? Well done, well done. So that's the church finances. Election of church stewards. If you turn to page 2 of your booklet. Okay, so let me explain for those who don't know. In a general church meeting, what are you supposed to do? We are following the exact agenda that we are supposed to in CPD, okay? But the two key things we need to vote on are stewards and then representatives from this meeting to church council, okay? Now, the stewards are the leaders of our church. Yes, the minister is a leader of the church, but the minister is a leader of the church, not the leader. All members of church council are leaders of the church, but the stewards are key leaders of the church alongside the minister because we sort of run it day to day. You know, we don't bring every decision, every question to church council. That would be impossible. So stewards are key people. The following people have been put forward, hopefully, with their agreement. Every person being nominated has to be nominated by somebody, and with their agreement, of course. So for the stewards, I have Jill Baggs, Dave Martin, Paula Hammond, Maria Carter, Sue Weir, Tony Jacob, and Hilary Roberts. I think that's 7 people, do you? Can I just ask, have we missed anyone out who has been nominated? Have we missed anyone? Just checking. Because in these times, things get a bit complicated now. Okay. Now, the first 6 of those people were stewards last year and the year before, because remember, we didn't have a general church meeting last year. So they've already been stewards for 2 years, some of them for longer. So this is their 3rd year. But Hilary is joining, if we vote her in, as a new steward. She's not a new steward. This is the first time she's been a steward since I've been a minister. She obviously realises I'm leaving in a year's time, so it's quite safe. So, oh, sorry, you at home and here, if you didn't know that, that was announced while I was away, wasn't it? I will have come to the end of 2 lots of 5-year terms next summer. I think that's enough. Yeah. So Hilary is offering, and I think at one point you were senior steward, weren't you, in the past? So Hilary is an experienced steward, and in fact in this last year and a bit has, since the beginning of the pandemic, truthfully, has been acting in the role of a steward anyway. Okay, so we're really pleased you're offering Hilary. Now, normally would have slips of paper, people would be voting, all this sort of stuff. It's just too complicated to do that this way with the paper. It just gets really difficult. Now, 6 of them you already voted in as stewards. Hilary is the only extra one, if you see what I mean. So I'm hoping it's okay. Oh, just to be absolutely clear, only everybody is welcome at this meeting, but only members can vote. Okay, so those of you who are members, can I see a show of hands, please, if you are for those 7 people being stewards from the 1st of September 2021 through to the end of August 2022, 1-year term. Okay. Is anyone against? Please say. Is anyone abstaining? Thank you. For those at home, unanimous. Okay, thank you. We need stewards. Oh, just to say, if anybody at home or here is thinking, oh, well, what's it about being a steward? Please talk to one of the stewards or come and talk to me and I'll explain. And if you're interested in joining part way through a year, that's okay. The church council co-opts you on so that we can have new stewards during the middle of a year if we need to. Okay. Don't feel it's only this once a year opportunity. Next one is election of representatives to church council. So what happens is we have people who are on church council. They are the trustees, the governing body of this particular church, okay, with legal responsibilities. And certain people are on that because of their particular role. Okay, so for example, Colin here as Pastoral Visitors Secretary is automatically on church council. And then we also have up to 15 representatives from the general church meeting, from the general congregation, to be on church council. And these people have been nominated with their agreement. Pauline Waddington, Heather Stewart, Eileen Duller, Pauline Boothman, Helen Cooper, Francis Williams, Frank Bradfield, Janet Creed, Catherine Mann, Gwen Davis, Sue Lewis, Caris Williams. How many is that? Oh, I've got 12. 12. Okay. So you see, we can vote them all in. That's the point. We can vote them all in. In fact, we could hoover up another 3 if we wanted to. Quite a lot of those are existing, have been on church council for some years. Sue Lewis and Caris Williams were co-opted during this last year. I've remembered right, haven't I? So they're now coming to this meeting in the hope that you're going to vote them on for the full year now. Was there anybody else new? That was it. Thank you, Hugh. Okay. Again, I think the simplest thing is to do this by a show of hands. Members, please, if you are willing for these people to represent you on the governing body of the church council, may I see a show of hands? Thank you. Is anyone against? Is anyone abstaining? Thank you. For you again at home, unanimous. Thank you for everyone who has stood for those roles. Okay, the next thing that appears on the agenda is a conversation on the ministry and witness of the church. And as you will remember, those of you who've been coming for years, sometimes we do some really quite interesting things when we get to this point, but we just can't do them today. We just can't, because generally what we do is an interactive type of thing. Impossible, of course. Now, when I did the sermon, it was sort of like a State of the Union thing, wasn't it? That's what I was doing, a statement about the ministry and witness of the church. Clearly, it wasn't a conversation. So I want to tell you, well, I've already told you about the toddlers, haven't I, which is great. So we've got worship restarted on a Sunday. We're considering that we are working on story keepers restarting in a couple of weeks' time, or is it next week? I've forgotten now. A couple of weeks' time, 27th, okay? Not every week. It won't be every week, but we want to develop a new rhythm that we can sustain. If anybody is interested in helping lead that, please speak to Francine here or to Emma. I'm sure I saw Emma. I did, I thought so. Or to Emma Weir, okay? Speak to either of them if you're interested in helping, because one of the key things we want to avoid is that people are not swamped, you know? Emma and Francine need to worship. If they're out for half an hour with children, they're not able to worship themselves, are they? So, the more people we have, the easier it becomes. So Story of Keepers is restarting in a couple of weeks' time. Allied to that, in a way, is the hope that we can restart again, not every week, maybe twice a month or fortnightly or something, the evening service in a very, very simple way, very, very gentle, contemplative sort of way. And again, that would enable people who have been elsewhere preaching, or in the morning, because we've got a lot of local preachers in this church, or doing Story Keepers or whatever, it gives them an opportunity to worship. So we do think it will be good to have our evening service restarting. So we're working on that. We've already got Wednesday meditation started. I have said that Toddlers is going to restart in September. Great work, team. And we've got that team building up, and it's planning, documents, risk assessments, everything. Brilliant. That's the trouble, though. Everything we restart requires huge, huge planning and effort. We can't go back to doing it the way we did it before. It's starting from scratch. A lot of thought, a lot of planning has to go in everything. So we go slowly, slowly. Of course, our pastoral stuff, as I said in the sermon, has never stopped. Well done. We have a pastoral meeting. Is it a week on Monday? A week on Monday, not tomorrow, but a week after that. 2:30? 2:30 here in church, here in this space. Okay, so we can properly socially distance and everything. Okay. So we keep going. That's our first pastoral meeting since before. Well, it probably autumn 2019, I would think, Colin, would you? Oh, was it? Okay, so we had one in spring 2020. Thank you, Colin. But we're regrouping again and we're going forward. So, but the other things, they're harder to do. Oh, discipleship groups, that's carried on as well on Zoom. I'd love to do that face-to-face again, but I don't feel we're there yet because there's interaction. But step by step, we'll do it. If you have thoughts or ideas, I had somebody come up to me, Sue came up to me just between the service and now to give me some comments about things, helpful stuff. We need to learn together. If you want to be involved in some way, say, I've got someone coming to chat with me tomorrow about how they want to get more closely involved. Let me know. We'll explore it together. I do want to give you an opportunity. You don't have to take it, but I am giving you the opportunity. If anyone does want to speak or comment, you'll need to come up here to do it, I'm afraid. Don't have any option. But if anyone wants to, you're welcome to. Does anybody want to? Oh, come on, thank you. You better introduce yourself when you come up, because not everybody will know. Thank you. You can take them out.
Okay. I'd just like to say I've been coming here since Easter regularly, so I get a bit emotional now. And I just want to say thank you, because it's been hard for me to find a church. And my family used to go to the church down the road, but it didn't feel like home for me personally. But I want to thank everybody here for making me feel at home here, because I left my community in Shropshire because of the pandemic, and I miss them a lot. And you've all been great and very welcoming to me. So I just wanted to say thank you. Oh, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, for speaking there. That's great. You will remember that Maureen and Eric, where are they? Oh, there they are. Became members at Pentecost, didn't they? And again, they started coming, about Easter time, wasn't it? Again, as things started to open up, and they've become members. So you see, that's interesting. So what Michelle and Maureen and Eric are saying is, well done. That's what you're saying. Well done. You, despite everything, you've still managed to be welcoming and including, and that is just, I don't know how you've done that, but you've done it well. Well done. Michelle, just while I remember, do we have your details, your contact details and things? Talk to me afterwards. We'll get it written down, just so we know. That'd be great. Yeah, we've got you now. No, it's support, isn't it? We support one another along the way. Does anyone else want to make a comment? You're very welcome if you want to. Okay, thank you. thank you. Michelle, thank you for sharing that. Really helpful to us. And Maureen and Eric, when you joined us, it was Eric that spoke, wasn't it? Along the same lines. Thank you so much. As far as I'm aware, Hugh, there is no other business. Okay. We will leave it there. We don't need to pray because we've already prayed everything, didn't we, with in relation to this in the service. So we've done that. So I ask God's blessing on you as you go about the rest of the day. Oh, Hazel, yes. Have I forgotten something? Oh, so sorry. Muriel told me before, and I've written it right down in front of me. Thank you, Hazel. Muriel Adams, as you know, has died, gone to glory. Her funeral is on Tuesday, the 6th of July at 2:00. Tuesday, the 6th of July, 2:00. That will be live streamed somehow. We'll get back to you on how we do that. If you want to come, you need to tell me or Roger because, well, it's obvious why, isn't it? But it'll be very, very restricted. So you do not turn up without that confirmation. Okay, just let me know. Dave, I'm already aware. Check with me close to the time, but we're making a list and we'll see who can come. Thank you. So it's Tuesday, the 6th of July, 2:00, and it will be live streamed. There will also be a fly past at Penryn Court, I understand. So, yeah, brilliant. Thank you, everyone. I think that's our meeting done. Go and enjoy your lunch. The sun's come out. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Oh, yes, absolutely, Caris. Thank you for the tea and coffee makers. That was great. Brilliant.